Hey everybody, Daily Kerbal, rocket landing. Very, very big rocket landing. We're continuing our Duna mission today. This is just a prelude to that. Oh crap. Okay, so it's a bit of the rocket that we're not going to recover, but, you know, worse things have happened, I suppose. Come on, just give me my parachutes. Give me my parachutes. Why did you not deploy my parachutes? Holy smokes, that was close. Too close. But I mean, we got it. We got most of it. We lost 3 of the fins, but okay, let's recover that. See how much money we get from it. $187,000. That's not bad, considering that we're likely to recover the rest of the spacecraft as well. Here she is. The Vision Pursuer. Very original name, I know. She's in stable orbit currently, and I'm about to take her to the gateway. Purpose of this vessel is to carry crew up to the space station and then be able to reuse the spacecraft. I can land this, I can take it back to Kerbin and land it, and I can launch it again. Fill it up with fuel, and you know, obviously this little bit is something that we lose. This is the bit that I use to get it into orbit, and you know, this is what acts as the separator stage between the rocket that brought it up here and the space station. The landing it can do entirely on its own, I think. It has the delta V for it. But anyway, let's. I'm just going to start performing the docking maneuver, or the rendezvous maneuver, and I'll see when that is complete. Here we are, on our approach. Docking clearance has been granted for docking bay A5. We're going to say that's A5, but I think. We got ourselves a little vertical docking port here. Let's get over here and open this one. And I guess there's nothing left to do but finish the docking maneuver. I kind of need that. Alright. Now. This is going to be a bit tricky. I'm going a bit fast. Okay, didn't come in at exactly the right angle, but I think the magnets will take care of the rest. Bingo! Vision Pursuer is docked, and now I can reveal the purpose of their coming out here to this space station in the first place. And that is that these guys are going to be the relief crew for the Duna base. So let's get them into their new ship. Let's transfer both Durster, who is the new pilot, Tangan, who is the new engineer, and then our 2 new scientists, Mylan and Leany. Get into their new ship, the Duna lander. that is going to be traveling to Duna very shortly. Okay, the insertion burn, or the injection burn, is complete. Not exactly sure what the terminology is here. Anyway, the burn that takes us away from Kerbin and to Duna has been completed. All 4 of our Kerbols are on board. These are some of the... Let's go into the sun, by the way. Again. So these are some of the new parts. This is a large, I believe, 6 Kerbal crew pod. And it's basically going to land like a saucer. It's got these 2 side-mounted engines. Those are required for the landing. This entire unit is pretty much just to put it into orbit, and it should be enough. This much should be enough to land, based on the cheat sheet that I have right here on my right screen. Again, I assume that the delta V that this craft carries is going to be enough to perform all the tasks it needs to perform. Here's hoping. It took us about half of our fuel to complete the burn, and that's the half of the entire spaceship's fuel, not just the transport stage. That's what I'm going to call it. We've got the transport stage, and then we've got the lander stage. So again, we're going to have to perform a course correction, obviously, once we get to the right spot. Right about here, I think, is the spot where we want to do this. So once again, let us set our focus to Duna and see how we're doing. We don't actually have to put ourselves into... We don't have to dock with the station if we don't want to. Basically, this ship should be good enough just to land. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm just going to use the thruster. Should save us a lot of time. Oop. There we go. Whoop. And then radial in. Oh, that's the wrong direction. We want to go to the radial out direction, apparently. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that periapsis. Isn't that the most beautiful periapsis you've ever seen? Oh. Okay. Now we can start you. Yeah, now look at how much easier it is to maneuver with the RCS thrusters. Okay. Let's get us into low orbit. 83,000 is acceptable. I will accept this. Turn us back to retrograde, and then just pretty much complete the flight. Wait till it gets there. Nice and patient-like. Okay, we can turn the RCS off now. Don't want to use up too much of that. We may end up needing it. And now let's just finish flying. So, the idea is to do a complete crew transfer of both the Duna station and the Duna base. Right now, we're going to rotate the crew of the Duna base. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate the crew of the Duna station, and that's going to be performed by the shuttle that we have out there. That's our next, the next big ship, and that one is supposed to be a round trip. That one should be able to have enough delta V on it to come all the way back to Kerbin. At least that's what I'm planning. We'll see. It all depends on how good I am, obviously. So it's going to start speeding up as it gets closer, so I got to pay attention to that. Yep. Yep. Okay, now what does the cheat sheet say about the delta V here? Alright, elliptical orbit. It says it should just be 250 delta V. We'll see. We will see. We will see once we get close to periaps. Sis. Alright. Seems like we're going to need more than just 250, but we'll find out. Oh, that's converging pretty quickly. Delta V we have left in this stage, this is stage 2, is 1,000. That's how much we can modify our speed by. It's going to be enough to get us into elliptical orbit for sure. Yeah, look at that. That, kids, is the power of math. It truly is an amazing thing. And here's the thing, I've actually got so much fuel left in this stage that I'm actually just going to initiate a rendezvous with the Rockomex Duna station and transfer that fuel. Don't worry, I'll cut all that out so you don't have to watch it. So let me get the encounter. We do want to catch up to it. So yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, here we are. As I try to perfect the docking maneuver, I kind of botched it again, to nobody's surprise, I'm sure. The thing is that these RCS thrusters are trying to maneuver a craft that is way too large. There are heavy RCS thrusters in the new parts, but I'm a bit hesitant to use them. How do I... Okay, this is the one I want to be using. Come on, slow us down. Slow us down. Okay. Now, bring us down. Also, we need to stop moving towards the station for a bit. Okay. This time I'm using visual cues. This is me not using the nav ball. This is also causing me, by the way, some revelations. Apparently, it is actually a viable thing for me to send fuel canisters out here. Not very viable, but still an option. Still something I should consider. Anyway. Okay, we can start moving towards it now. And now I can start using the nav ball to finish the docking maneuver. Hang on a sec, let me just skip ahead of this. There we go. Matter of seconds now. Click. Sweet. Station is docked. Now let's see what all this fuel is good for. Oh crap. It's the SAS modules conflicting. Okay, that wobble will go away eventually. For now, let me see if this fuel will fit in the station at all. Some of it should. I'm seeing now that we don't actually have a lot of fuel canisters on the station yet, something we should probably look into. But yeah, we should be able to fill this station up now. That's neat. Think, think. There we go. And there's still some left. Not in this one, but in this one we can put that in here. Fill that up a ways. Like the third of the way. Almost half. More than half. Wow, neat. Okay. So that was a stroke of luck. I'm just going to decouple this now, as we have no more need of it. It is also caught in between the engines. That's a bit unfortunate, but nothing a little maneuvering can't solve. Now, before this thing shakes itself to bits, I'm going to undock us. There we go. There goes that bit. Nice. Okay. And now let's just get back to the landing. Have the station restabilize itself. There we go. And now, for the tricky part. Set the Duna base as our target. And let's try to bring her down. Or actually, let's just orbit a bit until the sun comes up. Give me a sec. Aren't these edits wonderful? Like, can you imagine if you had to sit through, say, a literal hour of every single monotonous second of this? Like, what kind of stupid person would upload a video like that? Am I right? Okay, anyway, we got a landing to perform. No. These are some high-performance engines we are using here. Oh, hey. Is this going to count as my contract completed? Because the other one didn't count because I didn't maintain stability for... Actually, because the antenna broke. It's the reason that it didn't count that one. But, if landing this on the base and maintaining stability for 10 seconds counts as a new base, it has 5 Kerbals worth of space on it. So, hey, win-win. Anyway. So the goal here is to set our targets somewhat ahead of the station. The base, sorry. And try to keep this where it's not in our way. Like right about there. Seems good to me. Okay. If we could land with like some fuel left, that would be great. Because all this vessel is ever really going to do, if I have my way, is just, you know, carry crew and possibly cargo and fuel in between the stations, the base, you know, the surface and the space station. But, you know, if I can use it for a bit more, that'd be swell. Alright, now we're also going to have to correct our heading somewhat as well as slow our descent. So I'm going to go like this. Looks like it's enough. Let's also keep us on the surface cam because I've suffered problems with that in the past. And we have no parachutes, so we're landing entirely on thruster power. Alright. Gotta get us as close as possible. I don't have any quick saves, might as well do one now. Didn't quite get the angle that I wanted, by the way. Ideally, what I would have done is come down almost absolutely straight down. It's not going to work out. So getting to the point where burn-up in atmosphere is becoming a possibility, so I gotta be careful. There we go. Now I get to see my heading. Okay. Now let's do some of this. There we go. Get that line as close to the base as possible. That looks pretty good. We're not going to land right next to it, obviously. I might be able to do like a tiny little suborbital jump to try and get us even closer if I have to. Really, this is looking very good. Keep us heading a bit more in that direction for now. right above it. I should also, this is kind of stupid of me because this could become a problem. Gotta track these solar panels. Keeping the solar panels open in atmosphere is hazardous. Okay. A bit more this way. Oh boy. And now we're coming in. Alright, maneuver us a bit that way. Alright. Landing gears. Setting slow down. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, just orient us to retrograde now. Bring us in nice and easy. A bit closer. A bit closer. Boink! 55.4 meters away. Yep, I'm feeling pretty good about that. But not quite good enough, so let's try to maneuver us a little closer. Just a little. Remember, I'm hooking this baby up with cables, so there actually is a distance requirement here. Alright, so that seems to have done it. We have successfully landed. Now, there are some new things that I want to showcase. Obviously, we can't dock with this station, so resource transfer cannot be completed that way, but the mod that I have downloaded does have a solution to that. This is one of my new favorite things because it's one of the most logical things I think that would be required in a space program like this, but hang on, let me show you. Switch over to the station, and then let's get our local engineer, Samri, to EVA. He's got his little tool in his hand, which he doesn't really need right now, but that's fine. There's the ship. Okay. This might be a problem that it's on the other side, but I think we can solve it. So what I do is I grab this connector. See, it is now connected to his back, and I can run with it through the base if need be. Over to the ship, and now this cable has, I believe, this is the bigger one, I think. This one has an 80-meter length. So as long as I'm within 80 meters, I should be fine. Okay, so let's grab onto that. There we go. And here's a little connector port. Plug it in and let's say undocked for now. See what that does. Alright. And you see it's plugged in. This is why I tried to land us closer. It's a little weird having it out that far, but I have ideas for that in the future, for what to do with situations like this. I wanna build like a little settlement up here. That's my goal. I want take a look at this and memorize this. This is how it all started. It was just a single little base, like one building out here, but man, the ideas that I have for the future. Okay, alright, thank you, Samri. Thank you for demonstrating that. We can get back inside now, and then let's take a look and see how the resource transfer works. Module is full. Is it? Oh, I guess it is. Where did you go? Where did you go? Was it here? It's probably here, wasn't it? I'd like to get inside. Alright. There we go. So, I did some ore mining here previously, and I filled up all of our fuel canisters. So I think I should be able to... Nope. Because it's undocked. Alright, so I'm gonna have to dock them. Hang on. Okay, so I plugged it back in. Apparently if you just plug it in undocked, then that means that it's connected, and you know, like around space stations, I suppose it keeps it from floating away. But you actually have to have it docked, and you can see that now it considers the two a single structure, right? That's the idea. Anyway, I got this fuel canister over here. Let's fill this up. Well, fill it up is a stretch. We're going to have to do that a couple of times before the vessel is entirely filled, but that's fine, because I have got all the time in the world. And in the meantime, while this is doing its job, I think what we need to do is we should switch out the crews. So let's do that. Let's get... Can I actually just transfer them from here? I can. So apparently they can transfer through this cable. Which is bizarre, but hey, whatever. So, alright. Let's do it. Get inside. Leanie. There's another habitat here, right? Yeah, right there. Okay. And then from here we will transfer Samri. Get inside there. Transfer Buzz. Get inside there. And then Valentina. Air Tangen is the one that I brought out to deal with that. And then the last one is... It's Mirbart. No. Is it? Nobody's in there. Okay, who did I bring? I brought with us on this flight, I brought Milan. Actually, we could easily figure this out. The ones that Tangen is the one that I brought with me. Durster was the pilot, and then the scientists were Leanie and Milan, right? So then Samri has to get inside, Buzz has to get inside Valentina, and who's number 4? It's Mirbart. Okay. So it was Mirbart. She is level 3. That makes sense now. So let's get back to the science facility. We have our 2 scientists. Scientists are Leanie and Milan. Getting that science facility. Start doing some science. There we go. And the other guys are just going to hang out in the command pod. There we go. So that's the crew transfer complete. Next thing that we're going to do, not in this episode, but that's going to be one of the parts of our big trip home, is we're going to get these guys back up to the space station. That obviously has to start with me filling the crew pod back up, filling up the fuel canister. And I mean, we can do that now. We have a fully self-sustaining base down here that can send spaceships back up. This is pretty cool. I am pretty proud of this. I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. I've showcased a couple of things that are new to me in this mod. I have completed a successful Duna flight, and I finally, I think at this point, I understand. Like, now I finally understand pretty much everything of importance. Also, I completed the Duna outpost contract. Yay! So all the stuff involving, you know, how to properly calculate your delta V, I could calculate it if I wanted, but I have a handy mod to do that for me now. So I also know that I should know ahead of time the amount of delta V it takes to get from one place to another, build my spaceships accordingly, and most importantly, make sure that they all always launch from the gateway station, because that's where you want their full fuel state to be, at that spot, so that you have an entire set of delta V, you know, for your entire trip. This has been fun. I didn't think that, you know, after everything that I did in this game previously, that there was still stuff for me to learn, but, you know, apparently I've been doing the whole thing wrong. And I really wish this game existed 10 years ago. You have no idea how much I wish this game was still out when I was in high school. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Next time, we're doing a round trip to Duna. See you then.